All right. And we are here with a bonus episode, guys. It is PWHL season, the best time of the year. We have Patti and Meagan from Gloves Off Seattle here to talk all things PWHL and the new Seattle team, the Seattle Torrent. Guys, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you so much. She's like, all things PWHL. I'm like, oh gosh, that's a lot of pressure.
We're Seattle. We're Seattle.
We do know things about the league. But man, that's a lot of pressure. No, we'll do our best.
You guys know more about the league than I do, and certainly our listeners, because we don't have a team yet.
Yes.
Here.
We were there. Don't worry. Like, we were there, and we can tell you about it if you want. We were there last year, yes. So we feel you totally.
Well, kind of first question, can you guys kind of just tell us how you got into hockey, the creation of the podcast, just kind of your guys' journey with this side?
Yeah. Babe, you got to start.
All right. I will start. Born and raised in Southern California. So, big hockey environment there.
I was like, what?
No. And I was going to school at UC Santa Cruz and just totally not going to class and looking for something to do in the middle of the night that wasn't class, and stumbled upon a replay of a hockey game the year that the New York Rangers won the cup. I'm going to date myself.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Do it.
1994. And I was rooting for Vancouver and went the whole way and to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup final, which New York won. But I was hooked. First game, knew nothing about it. And I'm a root for the underdog kind of girl. Vancouver was losing, started rooting for them. Had no idea that it was huge New York. I mean, you probably don't even know about it, but everyone in the world was rooting for New York. And I was like, Vancouver, go. And they were behind. They came back and won. And that was it. I was hooked for the rest of the playoffs and never looked back. And then it's hard to root for the away team. So when I was back in Southern California where I lived, I just became a Ducks fan in 1997 and was a season ticket holder there for many, many years, 2007 until I left to come up here in 2024.
We are in 2025.
Yeah. And gave up my season tickets to come up here and got rewarded with the Seattle team. So
yeah, so I was not a hockey fan at all. Like and not even really a sports fan. I grew up in Kansas City. I grew up in the Midwest. So like obligatorily, football and baseball are part of the culture there. So I knew a little bit about sports in general, but was never really a huge sports fan. And I'd seen a hockey game before. I'd been to a hockey game before, but I did not understand like anything that was going on the ice. Like, I'm like, what are we doing here? And so I think, some of the first games that I went to with Patti is, like getting to be able to sit next to somebody who's willing to like explain to you like what's going on. I think changes everything. And so it was one of those things that it was like, okay, I understand now, like I get it. And it's an exciting sport. It's really fun to watch. And it's really fun to, it's a fun sport in general. And so when Patti moved up here, we jokingly say we can't be, we couldn't be fans of the, Seattle NHL team, the bad K-word team, because she'd been a Ducks fan for so long. And so we started rooting for the WHL team, the Seattle Thunderbirds. So we became Thunderbirds fans, and we were kind of, going to go all in on them.
We were ready to become season ticket holders
until
I needed hockey. It was in me now, and I gave up everything to come up here. So that's where we were headed.
Right. Until we went to the takeover tour. So that's kind of what shifted everything for us, is we knew that there was, we knew the PWHL was, kind of in its infancy, in its second season. When I saw that they, that we decided for Christmas we were going to do experiences and not, things. And so I was like, okay, this is it. Like, this is the big Christmas present. We're going to go. Yeah. So we went, it was January 3rd. We went to the takeover game that was here, and it was the Victoire and the Fleet that played one another. So we actually got to see Hillary Knight play way back then. and just then the rumors started flying. Like the rumors started, churning all over about, okay, this is the takeover tour is about expansion. Like they're going to expand, all this stuff. And then it was like, okay, if they're going to expand to the West Coast, they're probably going to do Vancouver, Seattle. So we're like, if Vancouver gets, and then Vancouver showed up, it was like 2 days later, and we had a huge showing, but Vancouver showed, I think they almost sold out the Rogers Arena. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, it's this may happen. Like we may actually get a team. And so, yeah, we just, for us, like we just spent the entire spring, late winter, early spring, just like, okay, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And I think people who've listened to our podcast may know this, but we've podcasted before in a totally different genre, never in a sports genre before. But we said, if we get a team,
it was the day after Meagan was like, we need to get in on the ground level here and be all in, because seriously, I felt rewarded with like, I made the right decision. I moved up here for love. I gave up my season tickets that I said I would never give up for anybody for. And I got awarded with a Seattle team to root for that wasn't the bad K word.
Yeah.
And
a women's hockey team, nonetheless. Right.
So
long story short, we started the podcast pretty much immediately after the team was announced here in Seattle, because we wanted to be all in, number one, but number two, we felt like the best way that we could use our hobby talent that we've done before is to get the word out. Like, how do we get the word out? How do we spread the word? And how do we bring new fandom in? So like, I love the fact that you have asked us to come, because a lot of people don't know about the PWHL, don't even know that there is a women. I mean, there's so many people that are like, I'm like, yeah, we have a women's hockey team. They're like, what? There's a women's hockey league. I'm like, yes, there's a women's hockey league. So that was a long-winded answer, but there you go.
It was a great answer. And I totally agree, because even, I pride myself on being a hockey fan since birth. Crusty old guy really didn't give me much of a choice as a kid.
I love it.
But my exposure to women playing hockey was just seeing them at the Olympics, just knowing how big like the USA-Canada game during the Olympics was. And then it was kind of, you just didn't see them for like the next 4 years, and that was kind of it.
Yeah.
And
there were other leagues too,
right?
That just you didn't hear about. They didn't get the coverage. They didn't. Right. It wasn't really well known. So,
and I think that that's one thing that a lot of people have talked about with the PWHL is because it is a centralized league, which is different than NHL, of course. Yeah. But because it is a centrally owned league, they have, in essence, kind of pooled all the, the money and the talent in one location to try and, get this going as quickly as they can and get it off the ground as fast as they can. So
definitely. When there were kind of rumors, the period of they're expanding, but we don't know where. Were you guys kind of 100% confident that they were going west immediately? Because at least for me, I thought they were going to like build slowly at a time. I'm like, all right, Detroit's probably going to get one. I don't know.
Oh, Detroit was salty.
Was really salty.
They were salty. They didn't get a team. So.
I think the only thing I was sure of at that point that if it came west, that it was going to be Seattle, Vancouver. Yeah. Like it had to be that, like logistically with travel money, and I mean the league is fledgling and all funded by one married couple, and so to have those two teams kind of centralized when you come out, because Minnesota was the farthest west, and the original six, there was nothing else that was more west, and so to come out, it didn't make sense for me logistically to like select Vancouver and then Dallas, or Vancouver and then somewhere way else. So I think, and I said this almost immediately, that if they were going to go west, that it was going to be Seattle, Vancouver, and I was right. You can thank me.
Yeah, Patti manifested all this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I kind of figured that eventually Seattle was going to get one, especially with, I know others don't consider Seattle a hockey market, but I think it definitely is a hockey market, even though with the bad K-word team, you have the T-Birds. Like, there is hockey in Seattle. There's been hockey in Seattle.
And let's talk about that. It's not only just a hockey market, it's also a women's sports market. So, like, that's the bigger thing, I think, is that we are kind of in an infancy of hockey as far as, NHL, because the Kraken, I think they're only 5 years old. Gosh, you got twitchy when I said that. They're only like 5 or 6 years old. You know what I mean? But it's, but yeah, like I think the fact that we have women's sports teams here that are very successful, it was another reason why the PWHL really took a hard look at Seattle as a city to expand to. So,
no, definitely. Very happy for you guys. Salty a
Yes.
little bit. Myself. I'm with Detroit fans. I'm a little salty, but
You
maybe
know, they said what, 4 more teams?
Yeah, there
coming
could be
up?
4 more
Possibly.
teams. Yeah,
So
potential of 4 more team expansion. I mean, they're doing 16. I mean, we may be jumping around, but like they're doing 16, takeover tour games this year, which is I think that's 4 or 5 more than they did last year. So they're
So get your friends to go to the games. Show up and maybe you will be rewarded.
Oh, we are going. Even my friends
that
are not like hockey friends. I was like, all right, we are going to go watch women play hockey. And they're very much like, I don't care about men necessarily playing sports, but they will show up for female athletes.
Yay!
Love it. We love the girl aquarium.
Yes.
We love the girl aquarium. When, like, prior to Seattle getting a team, when you were kind of watching last year, was there a team or even like a player that you were kind of partial to, or you're kind of just like, I will watch everyone?
Wait. Why are you looking at me?
Was there a team or a player?
There was definitely a player I was partial to. I know she's looking at me like this. So I have said it and I will continue to say it. And I'm unabashed about this because I feel like I manifested this. Carly Jackson is my favorite player and has been my favorite player. And granted, it's only really been one game that I've been able to see them play, but they're off the ice and on the ice pretty electric. And so when the announcement came that they signed here in Seattle, I almost lost it. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was just like,
manifested that.
I know. Too. I'm like, not only do we get a team and I get my favorite player, I was like, holy cow. Like, this is like Christmas morning, like on steroids. So yeah, no, it was great. So I don't know that I was necessarily just a Toronto Scepters fan because Carly Jackson was on this because CJ was on their team, but I don't know, like I don't even remember who we were really rooting for in the takeover tour.
I think we ended up rooting for Boston.
Yeah.
And that was mostly, and it's unless the Ducks are playing, honestly, I have to wait for the first goal to be scored to decide who we're playing with, who I'm rooting for.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened. Yeah. I don't think Boston scored the first goal
in
that game. I think they got scored on, and it was like, officially, I swear I'm an underdog, root for the underdog. So, oh my gosh, okay, Boston's behind. We must root for Boston. And they came back and won it in overtime. Shootout?
It was a shootout.
Yeah. So we got bonus hockey and then a shootout. We were rewarded.
You got everything.
We did. Everything. Yeah, it was an epic game. It
really was.
Yeah. That's excellent. That's excellent. Let me see. My list. Kind of going back to when it was announced that Seattle and Vancouver were the expansion teams, at least from an outsider outside of Seattle, it seemed like the reaction was kind of very much positive. What inside Seattle, what was the reaction like, kind of just from like the city media, just overall in the Seattle bubble?
I think it embraced it from the moment.
So I want to give a shout out to Zoe Harris and Women's Pro Hockey Seattle. So they they set up a campaign, and they've been campaigning for probably 5 years. Like before the PWHL was even in existence, they were campaigning to get a professional women's hockey team here in Seattle. So I would say it was fought for. Like, not only were people excited and everyone's embracing it. And I mean, people we talk to on the street, even now, they're like, there's a women's hockey team. Cool. I mean, now, thank goodness we could finally call them something, because before it was PWHL Seattle. So yeah, we're like, yeah, the Torrent, like we're going to all, root for the Torrent, it's great. So it was just one of those things that I think that this city was prime for it. I think it was prime for another women's sports league.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm very glad that you guys have a name, because for a second I was kind of concerned when those like initial jerseys came out with just like Seattle and Vancouver down the front. And I'm like, wait, is this like the new thing in PWHL? Y'all have to wait a year or like to get a name?
I thought it was only fair. The original 6 had to wait a year before they got team names, and I was surprised that we were going to get a team name that quickly, and that it wouldn't be on jerseys. And that I think that was just logistics there, and not being able to get them printed up or something. But I was a little bit like, wait, we need those Seattle Seattle jerseys. Like everyone got those, that without a name. And so we're happy. We are really happy to have our Seattle jerseys. We're just waiting for those away jerseys to come out. We're ready for them to drop. But yeah, so I was surprised, but I'm not unhappy because I really love the name, and it's starting to roll off my tongue.
Yeah.
I'm hearing cheers in my head, and we didn't get any audio or video of the game last night, but I was still cheering it just as we're reading stats. So we're ready.
Yeah.
That was going to be my next question.
Oh, yeah.
Your thoughts on the name, because on social media, I've seen kind of differing reactions. Some would kind of just love whatever Seattle's name was going to be. Some were like, the Torrent. That's weird. So that was my next. What was your immediate feeling? I was hoping for the Hydra.
Oh, okay.
Hydra would have been cool. Yeah.
I was hoping for the C, the SEA.
Yeah, but that's
for
a
lot
of
different reasons.
Around too. Yeah.
But it was leaked a few days ahead of the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say we kind of got a little taste of reality. And so it was funny because I'm glad because I was able to go to the media event where they announced the name 2 days later. And I'm like, had that been my initial reaction, I'm not sure what my face would have done because it took me a couple days to get on board with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still a little on the logo, but I also am kind of like logos can change. Like, I mean, like, you look at the Ducks, like look at their logo, like it's changed 100 billion times. So, it's like we can update a logo at some point, but the Torrent, I'm feeling more and more comfortable with the name, and yeah, I'm ready for it.
We are torrential fans.
Torrential. That's right. Get torrential.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get torrential.
Yes.
I'm about that. And definitely agree. I mean, our logo can't change because original 6 teams are kind of boring in that aspect.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh, so because I'm not, so you don't know this, Angela, but because I'm the hockey newbie, I always ask the question that I'm like, oh, I had no idea. So the original 6 never changed their logo?
I mean, they tweaked them a little bit, but I mean, Toronto, let's say, I mean, they've changed the leaf a few times, and they count the veins in it. These veins mean this, and
oh wow,
it's a whole thing.
Okay, good to know.
They're a little mental. I'm hoping for the Ducks to bring back the old school,
the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim.
Ducks purple.
Yes, that's my favorite too. The Mighty Ducks purple is my
jade
favorite.
And teal. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I need more hockey jerseys to bring back purple. Same with the Kings. I hope they bring back their purple alternate.
Another bad K word.
Oh,
it's all the K words, really. There's only 2, and that's that tracks, so that's good.
Are they both equally bad, or is there one that's kind of
the Kings are definitely worse, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's just because the rivalry between
Southern California.
Yeah.
So.
No, the Kraken's just the joke because it's like when she moved up here, it was like, I was like, well, we could. She's like, no, we can't. We cannot be Kraken fans. I'm like, okay, not Kraken fans.
No.
Just kidding.
And she promised to take me to all the games that
where
the Ducks come
play.
Up here.
Yeah.
So we just say we go to Ducks games that when they play in Seattle. So we're going to the Ducks game, not anything else. It's the Ducks game. And, but like I said, it's hard to root for the away team, and we're still doing it because those are the only games we go to, or those 2 games. So
now.
Yeah. But I'm excited to root for the home team. Oh my gosh, I have so many rituals that I percolated over time in the Anaheim area.
Oh, right. When you were a season ticket holder. Yeah.
And I'm just ready to be rooting for the home team.
What's the game day ritual? Because we're a very superstitious podcast as well with our own
well, the thing is we haven't done it together before. So we've never been season ticket holders together. So like this is going to be, we're going to have to figure this out on our own. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the fact, so this is something this is, I mean, maybe you'll get this because I think a lot of people who are hockey fan, like Patti likes to stand up during play. So we buy seats that are like at the very back of wherever we can, so we can stand up. And because I know that's, obviously standing up in front of people is a jerky move, so you don't want to do that. But like that's one thing that I think that we've done.
We did a great job because we were looking for bar seats at the
So Climate Pledge around the lower bowl, they have these like bar. I don't know. Have you ever? You said you haven't been to Seattle yet. So they have these bar level seats that are like bar stool height, but you could you can basically just like push the seat in and stand behind the chair. And the only downside of sitting in these seats is that there's an overhang, so you can't see the jumbotron. So like you have screens, like there's screens up where you can see, you know, what's going on in the Jumbotron, but you can't see the Jumbotron from those seats. So we were disappointed because when they put out, you know,
Choose a seat.
seat choices for season ticket holders, none of those bar seats were available. And so we were like, oh, because like we had already decided like exactly where we wanted to sit and like what bar seats we wanted. And
We
then
had
like
an early entry fee.
Yeah,
we were
so,
like set.
it opened up and I was like, crap. And I remember
I
because
was
you were
at
at
work.
Yeah, she was at work and she doesn't have a job where she can be on her phone or anything when she's
Right.
working. And so I was like, crap, I have to make this, like, I have to make a split decision. Like the non-hockey person has to make a choice about season tickets, you know, for the next year for this team on my own. And we ended up getting, it's like the lower bowl, it's the back row, but it's in front of the handicap seats. So there's a large lift behind us so that we can stand
They're
up.
the perfect seats.
Yeah,
she
they
did
are.
a great job. Yeah.
That's great. That's a lot of pressure.
It is. Oh my gosh. I was so stressed out. I was like, oh my gosh, what if I choose
I
wrong?
looked down on one of my breaks and I had text coming in for her. I'm like, oh my gosh, poor thing. Like, just, you know, jump. You got to jump. So
I did. It was
yeah,
fine.
she
And I
did
did okay.
she did great. She did more than okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's a quirk of mine. You know, if my team's on the ice, I'm standing up. So, and my wife follows my footsteps there.
I do.
So.
There you go. Yeah, I'm very lucky that my co-host, he's the one that buys all the tickets because he's a little bit nuttier in terms of positioning. He's a big aisle guy. Like he's got to have the aisle seat. He's like, I will pay 40 extra dollars. I don't care. I want the aisle seat.
Interesting. Okay.
Our season tickets for the Hawks, it's been the aisle my entire life. To the point where I'm not allowed to buy tickets. He needs to make sure that they're the seat that he wants. And I'm like, hey, less pressure on me.
That's right.
Yeah, get the tickets, Dad.
That's
get
right.
the tickets.
I love it.
Like, you can have that responsibility. I'm just happy to be in the building.
That's right.
What was the game day ritual back in Anaheim?
Well, I would get there when the doors opened,
Mhm.
and I would sit down by the bench where the players came out, and I like knew the security guard, and all my friends sat there. Even though my seats were like in the last row of the upper section, like you could not go any higher. But I loved my seats. But I would start out by the bench, and I would high five players, and always I would try to get pucks for kids because, of course, adults never keep a puck; they have to be given for kids. But I met people down there. One of my favorite hockey family members, Andrew, I met because he was sitting across the tunnel from me, and he looked down at one point and there was a puck that I guess had been from practice earlier in the day, and he found it and he was like, oh my God, so excited. And he just, he's like, I saw him like find it. And he was like, oh, and he was so happy. And then all these 10-year-olds were having a birthday party and they came and like descended on him. And he was like, and he gave it to the birthday boy, this puck that he had just found. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to find him. So I like followed him and stalked him as he stalked him. And we've been friends ever since, that was like 15 years ago or something. So it's just, making friends and being down there. And like I said, I know some of the staff and the security guards, and one security guard's got me a puck for her on our first game there. Yeah. I'm like, I have to impress this woman. Brett, you have to help me. So
no, I got handed the puck and I looked at it and I looked at the advertising side on the back because I had no idea what this was, and I was like, oh thanks. And then she was like, no, turn it over. And then it was the game puck and it had the date on it, which was actually the first time we'd ever met in person because we were long distance at that point. So it was the day. It's a long story, but it was the day that we met in person. So now we have it on a puck.
So cute.
Yeah. Yeah. She did good.
I did really good.
She did good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's adorable.
Hockey love too.
Yes. Love all of that. Let me see. Wow. So silly question. So the Torrent are playing at Climate Pledge, or are they playing at a different spot?
No, they are.
Climate Pledge.
Yeah, they're playing at Climate Pledge, and this is a little bit of a source of contention for me because not that I love the fact that we're playing at Climate Pledge because Climate Pledge is the arena, right? Like it is the premier arena, but the problem is that we have to share Climate Pledge with the Kraken and the Storm and every concert that comes into
Concerts.
town and and
we have a
so
lot of weekday games.
Yeah, so it's like 2-to-1 weekday to weekend games, which kind of stinks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the best schedule, and I'm hoping that maybe it's just for this season, and that maybe next season we can get a more preferable, you know, weekend schedule. So yeah, I think that is my only beef about it being a Climate Pledge, other than the fact that we live 45 minutes away, which is kind of annoying, but you know,
but still, like the best. I'm sorry to
no,
interrupt
go
you,
ahead.
The best part of it is that, like, for our opening night, we only really sell the lower bowl, but we've sold out the lower bowl, and now they've opened up the upper bowl. So we have that. It's like the expanding suitcase where you just, let's zip open the upper bowl, and now we can add more people.
Yeah.
And so to have that available for every game, you know, is just it's a good incentive, and it's a good indicator of how well we're doing. Like,
because the other arenas in the area are not as large, so like they just you know, like less than 10,000 seats situation, which I don't know if you've paid attention to what's going on in the PWHL, but this is what's going on in Ottawa right now, is that they've gotten moved to an arena that has less than 6,000 seats, which just, you know,
sucks.
It's soul crushing, really, because it's like they can draw a crowd larger than that. So it's like, you know, they're just,
and a lot of those are standing room only seats. Those aren't even seats.
So it's not a good scenario, but
no, my heart goes out to Ottawa fans, both NHL and PWHL, because the NHL rink is obscene to get to in terms of just traffic and distance. And then PWHL going to that teeny tiny bogus rink, that my heart goes out to them. But also, you know, fingers crossed, maybe they just want to relocate to Chicago.
That
was my immediate thought.
I just can't
love the optimism.
I would just say at this point, knowing that there's two games in Chicago, it would be kind of shocking to me if that isn't like a true shop right now. You know what I mean? Like they're really shopping for it and trying to get it there. And the thing is something that we've talked a lot about, is that whether they're going to continue the even split between Canadian and, you know, US teams. And so we had a podcast with the Vancouver team podcast. They're called Primary Tenant. And we talked to them about it, and they just feel like there are not enough cities that can manage the infrastructure of another professional team in Canada. So they're like, we basically have, like, what they say, Edmonton and Calgary. And then it's like, then we got to start, you know, just going all over US. So it's looking good for Chicago. I guess all that to say.
Definitely looking good for us. Yeah, I'm interested to see how long the split goes, but yeah, at some point they're not going to be able to. They're going to run out of Canadian cities,
which is funny because, you know, Canada, I mean,
it's hockey.
It's hot, and there's so many rinks and on and on and on. But it's also like, I just like looking at what's going on in Ottawa. It's just like it takes the infrastructure, and it takes. And I honestly think that, like, everybody is like, we need NHL size arenas for the teams. For sustainability, for growth. So
definitely. And I mean, you even have cities like Quebec City, where their junior league rink is, you know, pretty massive, and it does sell out. And you could probably get people to go to those games and sell out that building. But it's just so far from every which way else. You've got plenty of those cities in Canada where it's like it probably could work. The fan base would show up, but is it the most desirable market in terms of like where everybody else is?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's so cold.
It is so cold.
That too. But yeah, I saw, because with the takeover, I saw that they're going out to Halifax, which like is great. Been out there. The Maritimes is beautiful, but I'm like, that is so far from just everything. Like that takes all day to get to from Chicago. I'd hate to like be playing in Halifax and then have to go to Vancouver. Like you're not doing that in a day.
Yeah. No. Yeah, and I think that's another thing that, like, the league, it hasn't been tested yet in the league. I mean, they did travel obviously for the takeover tour, but it hasn't been like there hasn't been coast to coast teams until now, you know. And so, you know, traveling is going to be it's going to be another chess piece in the, you know, in the match of how we win. So,
and I think that's also going to mirror the NHL a little bit, because we're the ones that are going to be traveling more than the other teams. The other teams are going to swing out here and hit both teams and come back and maybe do that twice a year. And we're going to have to go back and forth. So I think that we're going to be doing a lot more traveling than the original 6. So.
No, definitely. And well, that's why I was surprised that they went out so far west so quickly.
Yeah.
And like, even if you have a team in like Colorado or Edmonton where it can kind of just like break that in between. So it would be like less for you guys in Seattle and Vancouver to deal with, because the East Coast is just really spoiled.
Yeah.
But
amen.
I think it also shows the scope of where this league was going. Like they have a vision, and I think they're going to fill that. They're going to fill those spaces in, and hopefully it'll be stops in Chicago, maybe Detroit. But I think the scope has been to the future, and that's just, it makes my heart happy, because that's why we're doing this podcast. We want people to get excited. We want to sell the seats. We want to keep the team here, forever and ever. Amen.
Absolutely. Like, I don't think any of us know what the ceiling could be for this, and I think that is the best outcome imaginable for this.
I mean, my competitive spirit says I want to sell more. I want to sell more tickets. I want to sell more seats than the NHL. Like, that's what I want. Like, I want us to outpace the NHL. And I know it's going to be a while, because we only have 8 teams right now, but it seems like the growth is coming exponentially, and that there is the hunger for it. Like, I think that there is the hunger for it. And like I said, I mean, the fact that Chicago and Detroit are salty that they didn't get teams, obviously that means there's a hunger for having a team in both of those cities, which is great.
Oh, definitely. And the other one that I was kind of surprised with that they at least weren't in as serious contention is DC, because I feel like they're similar to Seattle in the sense of they're not necessarily like hockey conventional markets, but they're massive female sports markets.
Yeah.
And
there's a takeover game in DC this year too. So that's, yeah. Who knows?
Like,
Who knows?
I just want every city to have a PWHL.
Every city.
Amen.
Yes.
We're right there. We are 100% on board.
We're afraid of the expansion draft. At the same time, we want more teams. We're afraid, because we know we got the good of it.
Yeah. That was the whole thing, like the expansion draft and what came of it. So
that was wild. There were I'm like, I'm sorry, Toronto, you're not protecting Sarah Nurse. Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But I have strong feelings that the players wanted to make moves. Like, I mean, I really honestly, and I don't think it's a secret. No one said it out loud, but it's not a secret. Hilary Knight wanted to come here. She wanted to build a team around herself. And it was obvious when she went unprotected, it was like, she's coming to Seattle, like over, like done. It was very obvious. But like, I don't know that Sarah Nurse didn't say, I want to go to an expansion team too. I want to build a team around myself, and I think it's a great strategy for the players that are at that level. And we say this all the time. They're all elite. They are all elite, because it's such a small league. There is not like one player that is not elite and in this league. But, obviously there are the superstars too. And so, I think the superstars are they're making their moves right now, which, benefited Seattle, benefited Vancouver, if that was a choice. Yeah, absolutely. That's my take is like, it is a boss move, and congratulations that you're making that happen for yourself, because
and thank you.
Yeah. We're getting an awesome team because of it.
No, I definitely agree. Everybody is elite. I think there's, again, superstars, but there's also just folks that have been around a little bit longer. Like, I feel like not only are there's the superstar class, but the superstar class has just kind of been in more notable international competitions or other competitions that they just kind of have their name out there. They went to, NHL All-Star games, or they work with an NHL team. Shout out my girl, Kendall Coyne, that they kind of just are known through other things. Right. But getting back to your girl, Hilary Knight, who I'm so excited to see in Chicago, what does it mean kind of for the Torrent to have a captain with such like a hockey pedigree going into the first year?
I mean, let's just say it. I mean, she was named captain, 2 days ago?
Yeah.
We
yesterday.
all knew she was going to be captain. Right, I don't want to say she is the team, because we are really building a team here.
Yeah.
But she is our captain, and we will follow her anywhere. And anyone who did, I don't think there's anyone who thought that there was somebody else that was going to be captain. So it feels almost groundbreaking to have her here and to see the team built around her and built through her.
Well, and the young players are excited to play with her. Like, that's the other thing, is that we've heard, from like, the Jenna Buglionis and,
Be a sponge.
Yeah. Like, it's just like, they're basically are like, how can I, the young players are like, how can I get, how can I just like by osmosis get some of that going, because it's just, they're very excited to play. And a lot of them have played together, not only just in the PWHL, but in, internationally, like they've played on Team USA together or, in college together. I mean, like that's, it's a very small world for them. And so seeing these lines come together now that we can actually like start talking about like lines coming together and that sort of thing, it's really exciting because a lot of these players have history together. So we're hoping that means chemistry comes super fast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Very excited for those that, are new to the PWHL, like a lot of our listeners are, or kind of like me, where I know, Hillary Knight and still learning everybody else. Who are some of the bigger pieces or some of the newer pieces for the Torrent? Obviously, everybody is new to Seattle this year.
Yeah.
But maybe like new to PWHL, or just some of the bigger pieces that you're excited to be seeing or that we should know about?
I mean, I think Terralova.
I was like, we'd be remiss if we didn't say Anita Terralova. I mean, people are just, at this point, chomping at the bit for her to get an A on her jersey. They think that she is a leader. She's been captain of the Czech team, so she has she had probably just as much pedigree as Hillary Knight does. It was a different market, obviously. Yeah. And so she's one to watch out for.
Definitely. And I think Schroeder, definitely in net is going to be huge for us.
Yeah.
Corinne Schroeder.
Yeah.
Corrine.
Yes. I always have to remind myself. Yeah. Corrine Schroeder. Yeah. So by all appearances, she's going to be, number one goalie. So we're excited about her. I'm trying to think of who I'm excited about. I mean, Emily Brown, just because Emily Brown is, she's got my heart now. Like I love that girl. Like I'm excited to see her play. She's D. Mariah Keppel, she's another one that I'm excited to play D.
Kayla Barnes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's small but mighty, that Kayla Barnes. So yeah, I mean, it's funny because it's interesting. There's like, we've got a couple of shorties like on our team that are like 5'2" and under, like they're tiny little ones. Yeah. But then you've got like the Hillary Knight, Schroeders that are like 5'10", 5'11". It's like, and seeing them next to each other it's pretty amazing. So, yeah.
I like the small and scrappy. So
especially when they're playing defense, like that's what makes me Kayla Barnes is, she's defense. So it's like the fact that she's tiny and plays defense is amazing. So
I love that.
Yeah. I was like, we could probably go through every single player. We probably shouldn't, but we love them all.
The whole roster,
that's right. All of them.
They are really like even our camp invites. We're like, we can't get rid of anybody. Like there's really nobody that we're like we don't want on our team.
I know. I've gotten attached to our camp invites, and I'm really sad because I'm like, they're not going to all be signed, and I'm like, oh, I'm just really sad. I don't know what's going to happen after this game tonight. So.
Okay, so since season doesn't start for a couple of days officially, but there's been preseason, there's been different things. What has kind of been like the timeline in terms of like them starting, when they reported, kind of how they've been getting into this season?
Well, I mean, training camp just started last
November
week.
7th. So November 7th was the official first day, and then
9 days ago.
Yeah, and then the international team, the international players didn't come until the 9th, so they were 2 days later. So, and they were just doing medical, all that stuff for the first couple of days, and then so this last Tuesday, which was the 11th, was the official first day of training camp, which we actually got the opportunity to go to. So that was really fun.
What was it like?
It was amazing.
Yeah. I was like, for me being a hockey newbie, I was just, because I don't think I've ever sat in a hockey practice before. So like just seeing like the drills that they were doing and like learning about some of, because like they were doing a bag skate. Do you know what a bag skate is? Because I didn't know what a bag skate was. So I was like, they were like, yeah, they're doing a bag skate. I'm like, what is that? And they're like, what they're doing right now, that's a bag skate. I'm like, okay, cool. So
But oh my gosh, Angela, I got to sit on the visitor bench and watch, these drills and the women, and it was like a dream
and get
come
shoved
true.
off the bench by some of the players.
Yeah, like, we're gonna sit down. Oh, okay, I'm out. I'm out. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Thank you for
it.
letting me keep your bench warm for you.
Yeah. But the equipment manager, and it was just it was like a hockey dream come true, and I'm just totally grateful that we got to do it. I didn't go to the naming ceremony. My job is very it's extensive and hard, and I don't get a lot of time off, and so she went to a meet and greet that I didn't get to go to, and the naming ceremony, the naming reveal, and so the practice was the first.
Yeah,
that was the first.
Well, and there was media availability for some of the players too. So that I'd had an opportunity to do some media availability previously, but Patti hadn't gotten to come along. So it was the first time both of us got to show up together, which was really fun. Yeah, so
it was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't know, because you guys said that the climate pledge is pretty freezing. I don't know if the practice or plays in Seattle, but at least
it's even colder.
What is about training camp and practices that it's so much colder than in the actual rink?
Well, I have a theory about this, because I think
that
I think you're closer to the ice, number one. Like I mean, I think that, and there's a less of a buffer, because there's not all the things that are in the arena. It's just I mean, it's called KCI is the practice arena, and there's 3 rinks: Kraken, Community Iceplex. Yeah. Flex. Anyway, but there's 3 rinks there. And so the main rink has like a big bleacher set up, but still it's only, one big bleacher. It's not, like an arena. So I just think there's less buffer to keep you, to keep you warm. I think that's why, but it is so, yes. It's funny because one of our friends came up to us during the media availability and she's like, "You look angry." I'm like, "I'm just cold."
I almost had to buy more merch.
I was like,
you would have been totally
let me fix
sad.
my face so I don't look like I'm angry. I'm just cold.
They're like, we need to get a petition here to get it warmer in the building. Yes. That's what some of our friends were talking about. I'm like, okay.
Or just get heated benches.
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe, you know what? I never thought about this, but maybe it's because that when they Zamboni the ice, they need it to be done a little quicker. So if it's colder, then the ice freezes a little quicker and they don't have to wait 17, 18 minutes. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but it's cold.
But it's it's definitely freezing. Whenever it's been on and off years where I've been able to go down for different training camps, and it's the rink is down below, and it's kind of like the second level, and then it's like one big bleacher, so you're not directly on the glass.
Yeah,
but it's still like why am I freezing?
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, in the second rank at KCI, that's where the metal benches are. And that's cold. Freezing up and down. Yeah. There's no getting warm in that. It's really just very
layers. Cold. Lots of layers.
Yes.
I'm learning. We'll bring layers to Seattle.
Yes, bring layers.
Final question. It's early. Season hasn't started. Just been a handful of preseason games. What is kind of your prediction?
We're winning the Walter Cup. I'm sorry. Was there any other prediction that would be made?
I think
we're winning the Walter Cup.
That's our goal. We've only played one game so far, one preseason game for us.
Yeah. And the next one is on in 13 minutes.
Right.
So
the next one will be
perfect.
So,
and unfortunately, none of the preseason games are televised, so you can really only just watch the stats roll by on the on the website. So they're not televised.
That stinks.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and it was the even stinkier thing is because they're playing preseason in Vancouver, which is only a couple hours away from us. So we could have potentially run up there to watch preseason games if they had opened them up, but
they're not open.
That's in the that's down another.
Yeah. We are looking, and we are all in for Friday. That's when we're taking a bus up to Vancouver for the very first Seattle game. It's in Vancouver.
There's about 150 Seattle fans that we're all trucking up there together so that we can go. We're calling it the Bust Vancouver Bus.
Oh my God, I love that. I think it's a great time.
Oh,
we absolutely will.
You will,
no doubt.
No matter what. I mean, at the end of the day, I want our team to win. Like, honestly, like I want our team to win.
Everyone does.
Everybody wants their team to win, but like I just want us to have fun. I want it to be fun. I want
Hockey's
the
fun.
fans. Yeah, I want the fans to be into it. I want it to be a fun, entertaining experience because that's what's going to get people to the games. You know, like it's got to be a fun, entertaining experience. And I personally never thought that hockey could be fun because I didn't understand it. And now that I understand it, I'm like, oh no, I get it now. Hockey is so fun.
Nothing like a live hockey game.
Yeah, nothing like going to see it live for sure. So.
No.
And you haven't seen a playoff game yet. Wait till you go to the playoffs.
I haven't been to a live playoff game before.
Oh, they're insane.
Next level.
Well, that's not true. We went to a Thunderbird playoff game, didn't we?
Okay, we did, but was it at maybe we did, but
yeah, I think we might have. Anyway, so there's a whole, I don't know, there's like the whole minor league thing here is like a whole nother level. Like the WHL it's a crazy league. So it's, you know, yeah.
Very, very crazy. Hoping that Thunderbirds are in postseason by the time we get there.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know how they're doing. I know we have at least one prospect out there now. So I'm hoping that they do.
Who's the black? Is it Cumbie?
Ashton Cumbie.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Cumbie.
yeah,
We love
Cumbie,
Cumbie.
yeah,
Yeah,
we do.
Cumbie's great. No,
Yeah.
he's a big doof. I love him. He's great. Like you just want to give him a hug. So yeah.
he cleans out the net really well.
He does. He does. He's the net. He's the puck. He's the when they do warm-ups, like
Fisher.
He's the puck fisher. Yes. Yeah. No, they have a couple of guys. I think they're all back down now. Braden Coots also he got signed in Vancouver, and then Murta also came back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think it was the
But
Bruins.
Ratzlaff didn't, did he?
No, Ratzlaff, but he aged out. He's 20.
Oh,
so
okay.
sorry, we're having a whole Thunderbirds conversation here.
Love that.
That's not why you brought us on the show. You brought us to talk about the
Hey, all hockey is good hockey.
Yes,
That's
right.
Yeah. Yes, we love the Thunderbirds here too. So
There's your
Well-
third co-host.
your other co-host.
Yes, the other co-host. This is my foster cat, Silver. So
Aw.
he wanted to be included. Usually he tries to get included at least a couple of times every episode.
I love it.
Guys, I don't want to keep you because the game starts soon.
Yeah.
Can you tell our listeners where they're able to find your show?
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah, we're YouTube and all of the, Spotify, Apple, all the podcasting apps. But if you want to watch us, we're on YouTube, Gloves Off Seattle, and then we're on all of the social media. So TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you find your social media, that's where we're at.
And
So
we release every Monday at 8 a.m.
Yep.
Pacific.
8 a.m. Pacific.
Perfect. Thank you so much for coming on.
And if you come to a Torrent game, we're in section
7, the back of section
Back
7. So
section-
come find us. That's what we
7.
always tell people. We're like, come find us.
Come
Say
find
hi,
us. We'll be
please.
the
Be
ones
the two
standing.
people standing up.
That's right. That's
Absolutely.
right.
Easy to spot.
Easy to spot.
Yep.
All right, perfect. Thanks so much for coming on, guys.
Oh, thank
Thanks
you,
for
Angela.
having
This
us.
was so much fun.
A lot of fun.